My name is Christine Karanja and I am the founder of Primp and Cuddle Beauty Bar. We are based in Westlands and what we do here is specialize in everything beauty. So by that I mean we deal with nails, we deal with massages, we deal with facials, waxing, lashes, brows. Now for today's episode on Glam Up, we're going to take you through paraffin wax pedicure, where we'll do it on the hands and we'll do it on the feet. So in the water, we have put this foot and bath salts. These are Himalayan salts and they are mainly used to exfoliate. It helps removing of the dead skin much easier for the nail technician. In addition to that, in the water, we have added some balls, we call them fizz bombs. So this helps in moisturizing the feet, and also we use it on the hands as well, so that the skin is not left entirely dry. So basically what she's doing is she's cleaning her nails and trying to remove the polish that was there before. In this case it was gel polish. So we'll give a few minutes for that so that it can soak in the acetone, which is what she has coated in the cotton wool to work, so that now it can be easier for it to remove. So we'll give it like maybe another 5-10 minutes. It should be done. So she buffs so that it's easier for the gel polish to come out. Sometimes you don't even have to soak the cotton in acetone. You can just buff it out, but you know, it sometimes, and it comes out, but it depends with how many layers of the polish you had on. The lesser, the easier it is to come out. So while the feet, while the toes are soaking in the acetone, we will start working on the hands, so that we are multitasking and so that we save on time. So what we are going to do first is we are going to remove we're going to clean the hands, and then that's some surgical spirit, so we just sanitize the hands first before we start. So she's just dusting off what she has filed. She's just going to put some cuticle cream, because the next process now involves removing the excess cuticle, or what we call hangnails, which she'll show you shortly. The fingers, the cuticle cream inside the water. Okay, as we are waiting for that to happen, we can now move to the feet. So now the acetone should have soaked out all the gel polish, so it's just scraping out the top layer of what is remaining. So the client has advised the beautician that she wants her nails trimmed. So that's what she'll do next. So once the nails have been trimmed, so the next thing now is just to file them. So now she'll just buff them so that they're smooth and they're even. So she's just dusting off the whatever she has filed or buffed. So she'll repeat the same thing, or before she does that, she'll put the cuticle cream. On the nail, just like we did for the manicure for the hands. Put at the bottom part of the nail. She'll also put it on the corns. She's able to smoothen them out, and also at the bottom of the feet as well. And then she'll just soak it in the water. She'll repeat the same procedure on the other foot. So now we go back to the hands. We are now going to remove the cuticles. So we'll also show you the same procedure for the feet. So she's going to start by removing the cuticles. Actually, she'll push them just the same way. And any excess, she'll cut them out. Normally, you scrub your skin so that it can unclog the pores, so that it can also leave the surface of the skin smooth and clean. So she makes sure that she scrubs until it's just the fine particles that are left. Now we'll just go back to the foot. Just the same thing we did with the hands. You just scrub until you're just left with the particles. So she's also put the scrub on her foot again, on the other foot, and she's just scrubbing it. So now we're just rinsing it. We're giving the hands the final rinse with some clean water. So also after she scrapes, you're going to see her trying to smoothen, because obviously as she removes the dead skin, it leaves the surface a bit rough, so she'll make sure that she smoothens it to the same file. But the good thing about doing this pedicure is she doesn't need to do so much at this stage as far as the removal of the dead skin, because when she starts doing the paraffin wax pedicure, it now removes all the excess of what was left, so you'll be able to see the effect of that shortly. After she had smoothened the foot, she'll just use the pumice stone just for good measure. Water for the pedicure is draining, and she's preparing clean water just to rinse her. We'll start with the paraffin manicure part. So we're just going to dip her hands in the paraffin wax. So now paraffin wax is an ancient treatment that originated from Cuba, and it's a very good treatment for people with issues with their joints, issues with muscles, or just generally if you have a lot of dead skin and you want to get rid of it. So the procedure is basically you just coat the layer of the skin with the paraffin wax, and once you do that, you put a clear plastic bag over it so that it can absorb the paraffin wax into your skin. And then we let it sit. So we'll put some, in addition to the clear bag, we'll just put some mittens over your hands, and then we let it sit for about 15 minutes. So she's massaged her toes. Now she's going to do her ankles. So now we are done with the massage. So now her feet are clean and relaxed and moisturized. So now we'll move to the next step of the paraffin wax pedicure. So now we are just going to remove the wax that has been on her hands. So she'll just remove what's the little that's left there. So now she's just wiping out the excess wax that was left on the hands with some warm water. Just following the same procedure, she'll just pull it out. Normally the feet is the easiest to remove. So now we are just preparing her toes. The client has said she wants to put some shellac polish on her feet. Now I want to explain a little bit about shellac polish. It's a hybrid version of gel polish and normal polish. It's much better than gel polish because it has a non-porous quality about it, so that it's not affected by detergents, harsh chemicals, or even water to penetrate to the surface of the nail. So it's much better, and it even lasts longer than normal gel polish. It looks better, it's more shinier. You'll see once she's done with that. So now she'll just put a base coat on each toenail. And also the good thing about this gel polish is it doesn't stain the nail unlike other gel polishes, and it's also easy to remove. And you just need to apply at least two layers of the polish, and you will get the results that you need. So applying the base coat it's just creating a barrier between your nail plate and the polish. So we'll just let that dry under a UV lamp. So she'll proceed and do the same thing for the other leg. Base coat on the other foot is dry now, so she'll just repeat the same for the other foot. So she'll now move to applying the color the client chose. Okay, while she's doing that, you can just pick up from where we left off with the hands. So when the client's hands were cleaned after the scrubbing, we proceeded and did the paraffin wax treatment. So we didn't do the massage at that point. So this is also an okay time to give the client a hand massage. So again, we like to make it as memorable as we can, because this is the best part of the manicure. go back to the feet and see the progress. So she's been putting the shellac polish on the toes, and she has to make sure with every nail she puts the polish on, she cleans the excess, because once it goes under the UV, it cures as it is. So you don't want the excess drying on the skin, because then when the excess polish dries on the skin, the polish easily peels out. So the client has already chosen the colors that she wants. So we'll start by, because she's just doing normal polish, so we'll start by also putting a base coat on her nails. The good thing with normal polish is it air dries, so any excess you can easily wipe off even after it's dried, unlike the shellac or even gel polish. So she's done with one hand. We let it dry. It dries very quickly. So now we'll just move to the next. So she's done applying the base coat. So now it should have dried on the hand she started with. So now she'll start putting the color that the client chose. So she's now putting a second coat of the color. The client opted for a nude color. The good thing about putting nude colors on the hands is even when they grow out, you'd never really know. Yeah, so it's becoming increasingly popular with ladies these days. So the client wanted accent nails, so glitter on two of those fingers. So that's what she's doing. So she's just putting the final coat on that nail. So she moves to the other hand and repeats the same thing. So we have finished putting two coats on the feet now. So now we move to the final one, which is just a top coat, which basically seals the polish and gives it that shine. So she also seals the upper part of the nail, because normally in gel polish it tends to peel from the top as opposed to the bottom with normal polish. So you seal it with this top coat so that it doesn't peel. So now she's just putting also a top coat of that normal polish on top, so that now it also seals that polish and give it also a glassy finish. Also that top coat helps it to dry quicker and evenly. The only disadvantages of normal polish is it takes longer, because it's air dry. It air dries, it takes longer to dry than gel polish. Gel polish, once you cure it under the UV, it's dry. But with
normal polish, it will take longer. You'll have to let it sit for maybe another 10 to 15 minutes or even 10 to 20 minutes, yeah. Normally when you do a lot of filing or even removing the cuticles, you tend to leave them very dry or dehydrated. So it's good to restore that moisture so that they can look good and healthy as they grow. Yeah, so you just put them where the cuticles, or rather the bottom part of the nail, and you massage them in as well. So those are ready now. So she'll repeat that for the other foot once it's dry. She has finished putting the top coat of the polish on her hands. So now she's just removing the excesses. You see, unlike the gel polish which you removed after every application, here with normal polish you just remove once and for all, preferably at the end. So she's just using a normal nail polish remover to do that.